Welcome to episode 76 of the Family Geekery podcast. I'm Danny.
I'm Amber.
And I'm Chris.
And today our episode is on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's right.
You gotta say it the right way.
What's the right way?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's how it goes in everybody's head.
True.
Yeah.
But we are starting off a little tiny event here at the podcast called Ninja Turtle November. And for the next 3 weeks, we're going to be covering Ninja Turtle stuff.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, because we are experts.
Now, this is a topic that I've brought up a couple times to the girls over the years, and they've never been fully on board. They've never been against it, but they've never been like, yeah, let's do it. So I finally had to just kind of say, we're going to do this, come up with a fake theme for the month.
I like history, so I like that they're named after Renaissance painters.
Yeah, but they, this obviously started way before their time. So they're going to be learning a little bit about the Ninja Turtles as we go. It's obviously a franchise that is still going strong in all realms of media. Like they just put a video game out recently. They put a movie out recently. They got a TV show coming up. They got, one of the best selling comics of all time. So it's quite the empire of total media domination. And we're just going to spend a couple weeks talking about, I think this week we're going to talk about just a little bit of background of them in the cartoons, the early cartoons. Maybe next week we'll talk about either comics or video games, and then we'll pick up the third week with whatever we don't do next week. Does that sound good?
Oh, are we not going to watch the new movie that just came out recently?
We can. It's just we got like 4 or 5 different genres of things to cover and only 3 weeks to cover, so
Maybe we can lump the video game in with the comics, because there's probably not a whole lot to say about that.
okay.
Shade.
Right.
It's basically X-Men.
We're just
Our
making it up
planning
on the
is
fly. We're going to get you guys over here playing the video game. One of the newer ones, Shredder's Revenge. Have you seen that one?
No.
Well, then we'll have to play it up. Little 4-player madness.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, we're going to get Penny to play?
Yeah. I'm going to strap a controller on her.
She'd probably do better than me.
Put a little plastic baggie full of catnip around her face, like a muggle.
No, like what they do with the dogs in the peanut butter, and then they put the paint in the canvas inside the bag and put peanut butter on top, and they make a painting. We can do that. We can put the controller in a bag of catnip.
There we go. Yeah, but before we get into this week's topic, we need to talk about our Geeky Weeks.
Geeky Weeks.
Who wants to kick it off? We still don't have a jingle yet.
Do we need one?
I think all the big podcasts have jingles. So we got like 4 or 5 decades to come up with one then.
Okay.
So who wants to go first? You gonna go first?
Yeah. So I've been playing a lot of Sims lately. I don't know what it is. They just announced a new pack that's coming out early December. That seems pretty exciting. It's called The Sims 4 for Rent, which is a crazy name, but basically it's adding buildable apartments and like townhouses and stuff. So you can like have actual townhouses on the lot and not have people running into your house and stuff like that. So that's exciting, and that's gotten me back into my Sims era. But while playing Sims, I started listening on Spotify to audiobooks of the Chronicles of Narnia. So
cool.
I'm starting with The Magician's Nephew, and Spotify Premium has a whole bunch of audiobooks on there. So not sponsored, but check it out.
Cool.
Yeah, now that I said that, Audible's gonna be like, hey, knocking out the door. Hey, you mentioned Spotify. What about us? We'll sponsor you. Also not sponsored by Audible. They're just everywhere.
They're listening?
Who knows?
Probably.
Jeff Bezos.
Reminder, take out the trash. Reminder, drain the
Throwback.
blood from the children.
Throwback.
If you don't get those references, go back to last week's episode and watch it on YouTube and or listen to it on your favorite podcast provider. We had a great chat with a couple band members from A Sound of Thunder. It was a lot of fun.
Who Nana thought was a couple.
It was a couple members.
Anyways, they were cool.
Anyways.
But we're back.
We're back. All right, Danny. What you got?
All right. So, if you don't know,
We're about to find out.
Should we be scared?
I'm a big Groot fan. So, on my dresser at home, I don't even know how many Groot Funko Pops. So every time I find a new one, I gotta grab it. And I'm really hoping that no one has Christmas shopped for me at Five Below yet, because I got it for myself.
I'm safe.
So I found a toddler Groot from his TV show at Five Below, and he's holding all the little blue little monsters from one of his episodes, and I got it for myself.
That's
nice.
Cool. For $5.95.
Five Below knows what they're doing with their pops, because they sell them for $5, and then you go to Target and you see the same one for $12. And you're like, what?
Yeah, but Five Below doesn't know math if they're charging $5.99 for it.
True.
Well, inflation.
They need to rebrand.
Dollar Tree ain't Dollar Tree anymore.
They could just rebrand to cheaper than Target.
But that was
more
my
ways
geeky
than
week.
one.
That's it. This whole week.
Find.
This whole week you went to Five Below.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Well, I've been playing some Saints Row. So the newer one that came out. And it's getting pretty good. I'm doing the story, obviously. And you know how Saints Row 3, you guys both played enough Saints Row 3 to remember that there's different factions or different gangs. And if you go into one part of the neighborhood, then
they attack you. Yeah,
they'll attack you, and then you get a reputation against them and stuff. Well, this game that I'm playing now is apparently a prequel to all that. So it's basically the formation of the Saints, and you're the one that's forming the Saints. So it's kind of neat. You've got all of your roommates, because you're a broke, just do anything for money type person. All of your roommates are from different factions, and everybody eventually gets either kicked out of their faction or exiled, and you form your own. So it's pretty neat.
I should do that with my roommates.
What's that?
I should do that with my roommates.
Form a crime organization?
Yeah, my roommates and my cats.
With your cats?
Yeah.
But yeah, having fun with that. And, I went to the flea market over the weekend.
Oh. There's a flea market still open?
Yeah.
Okay. The outdoor one?
The outdoor one, yep.
Okay.
Found some pops for cheap.
Ooh. Oh.
And
man,
found
that's
some
crazy.
video game stuff, some old video game stuff.
That just aged me. I'm sure you felt this your whole life, but I remember going to flea markets as a kid and being like, oh my gosh, there's old Barbies, and there's old Cabbage Patch Kids, and now there's old Pops.
Old Pops. Yeah. I got a 2-pack Black Cauldron set.
Whoa, Tupac?
Tupac, yeah. It's Tupac the rapper cosplaying as the characters from Disney's The Black Cauldron.
Nice.
Very limited edition.
Have you seen that yet? Has your game event inspired you to watch it?
We've watched half of it.
Oh, is it not that good?
No, it's good.
Oh, okay.
We just old couples only watch half of movies.
Seems how it goes.
We may see the other half at some point.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't get your hopes up.
All right, so we ready to get started with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So we decided to start off with the cartoon from 1987. And before we get to that, just a quick little rundown to what got them to having a cartoon. So Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird started a little comic, and they're basically in their home, in their basement probably. And they were just doodling. They're comic artists. They were just kind of doodling, and one of them showed a picture of a turtle standing up like in a ninja outfit, and the other one said, added the Teenage Mutant part of it, and it was all just for fun. It was just they were making fun of the comics of the time with the New Mutants and X-Men and all the crazy stuff, the new Teen Titans, and just kind of culminating all of them into some turtles. So
Okay.
just having fun with it. Got had a tax refund, had some money from their tax refund, borrowed some money from some family, and made 3,000 issues of the first comic. It was just black and white, and it immediately sold out, like instantly.
Oh.
So they did quite well with that, and ended up licensing their characters to Playmate Toys in 1987, and they just started going hog wild with toys, just making tons of toys, and they decided to do the same kind of concept as all the other G.I. Joe, He-Man, that kind of stuff, and said, well, if we're going to sell toys, we need to make a cartoon, and thus they had the cartoon. Now, the toys sold in the first 3 years, $1 billion worth of toys, making them the third best selling toy figures of their time. You know what the other two were?
Barbie and G.I. Joe.
Close.
Oh.
G.I. Joe and Star Wars.
Oh.
So they did quite well with that, and said, let's get a little cartoon going to help sell these toys. And that cartoon ended up going for a decade. So
Wow.
It did pretty good.
Did you have any of the toys when you were a kid?
I didn't, but I had a good friend who was just crazy about it and had a bunch of them. I was more the G.I. Joe guy.
Star Wars toy friend?
No, different one.
Okay. Inside jokes here at the fam. We got them all. Maybe we'll have a specific episode for that.
Yeah, but I don't remember ever seeing the comic come out because I was all Marvel, and independents weren't a huge thing. So there wasn't at your local comic book store. There wasn't a huge independent section, just like Marvel and DC. But I remember the magazine that came out every month that had kind of the order forms for stuff, and sometimes they would have back issues for sale. And I remember seeing you'd go through and you'd see, hey, that Hulk comic that I bought last month for 75 cents, they're selling it for $1.50 now. Wow, it's cool, it's going up in price. And then as I'm scrolling through there's this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, and it's $100. I'm like, what the heck?
Oh my gosh.
So there's a picture of it. It's just a black and white comic. You're like, why is this thing $100? Well, there was only 3,000 of them, and it sold out. So people were reselling it for a lot of money. Now, if you had that issue today in good condition, what do you think it's going for?
A few thousand.
75,000.
You're both pretty close. About 50,000.
Oh,
Danny.
I was not close.
It was in between you two. You would have won if it was the price right.
You would have won if it was a Big Brother tiebreaker.
True. Closest, but not going over.
So I should have bought that for $100, huh?
Probably. Big investment.
That was just.
But would it have been in good shape?
If
you spent $100 on it, then you probably would have tried to keep it in good shape.
Yeah. Hell, the ones I spent 75 cents are still in good shape.
Okay.
Yeah, so So let's talk about the cartoon. We watched the first 2 episodes, which I remember. I didn't watch a lot of it growing up, but I do remember, hey, there's got to be an origin story for the first one, the first episode. So I figured it'd be a good place to start off.
Yeah.
And of course, we do get a little backstory type origin story going on in the first episode. And what do you guys think? Tell me before we even get into any details, does it hold up like as a cartoon?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's very nostalgic, I'm sure, but it's also just like really goofy, and I could see kids today enjoying it a lot, and honestly it's probably better than some kids shows that are airing today.
Yeah, but
got nothing on Bluey though.
Nothing. I've never seen that.
I've never seen Bluey either.
So I had this playing last night. Had the first 2 episodes playing, and your mother was in the background, not really watching, but in the same room. And every now and then she was like, "What?" Every now and then there'd be a chuckle, and then every now and then it'd be like, "What are you watching?" But some of the jokes are a little dated. Nothing. I don't think anything that doesn't hold up offensive wise. But
right. I'm honestly surprised. With
you're
that.
surprised there wasn't.
Yeah.
Wasn't more offensive material.
Yeah, I mean, it's not flawless, but I honestly wasn't expecting, like, I've seen a few Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. I had no idea what their origin story was, but it was not what I was expecting it to be.
Yeah.
Well, their whole origin story is a parody of Daredevil. So you got the ooze, the radioactive stuff that made Daredevil blind, that gave them powers. In Daredevil, they had, what were the bad guys called? The Fist. And in this, they have the Foot Clan.
Yeah.
And then there was the kind of Daredevil Sensei was Stick.
Oh, was it?
And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at Splinter. So everything's kind of a parody on Daredevil.
Wait, speaking of parodies, I don't remember which movie of the Star Wars it's in, but like when the walls are caving in on them.
Danny.
Like,
the trash compactor scene?
Yeah. It's like that.
What? What is like that?
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle scene. They have the walls caving in. It's like Star Wars. What?
Was that in the second episode?
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
It's like Star Wars. What's so funny?
Just the fact that we're talking about, this entire concept is a parody on this entire other concept. And you're like, this scene is like that other scene. I don't remember what Star Wars movie it's in.
It is.
I'll give you a hint.
We're talking about parodies.
It's the first one.
It's got the word Star Wars in it. Well, I know what your homework assignment is for next week. Rewatch the Star Wars. Only the good ones. Won't take you long.
Anyways, I had a thought and then Danny came out of left field with that. Oh yeah. I had always just been like, oh yeah, mutant turtles. That's cool. Why is there a rat? And now I know. The same magical goo.
Plus, they're in a sewer, so they live in a sewer. So there's going to be a rat.
New York. The whole kid dropping the turtles into the sewer.
Yeah.
But how cute were those little baby turtles?
Little babies.
They were adorable. Anyways, go watch the show just for the cute turtles.
And they're brothers, the turtles.
Yeah.
They're personalities kind of came through a little bit in the first 2 episodes, but I think they expand on their personalities. But you got Leonardo,
The leader.
He's the leader. He's the one with the katanas, right? The swords.
Yeah.
And then you got Raphael.
With the machines.
No.
That's what the theme song. Oh, you're not going in order of the theme song. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm going in order of the theme song.
So Raphael is the hot-headed one.
With the sigh. Is that what
with
they're
the
called?
sigh. And I guess he eventually starts having some animosity against Leonardo for not doing things the way that he think he should. So there's that leader contention type thing going on.
Red versus blue. The classic.
Classic.
I was looking for a word. I didn't have one.
Classic clash.
Yeah.
Then you got Donatello.
He's the one with the machines.
He's the one with machines, yep.
There are no machines in the first 2 episodes, so I don't know where that comes from.
He eventually makes gadgets and vehicles and stuff for him.
I know that from the animated show movie. The new one.
He's my favorite. I always play him in the video games because I love the bow staff.
Mm.
And then you got, so he's kind of the peacemaker between the older brothers. And then you got Michelangelo.
The goofy one.
Who's probably my favorite character. Because all he cares about is pizza. He's got the most pronounced, like, California voice, like surfer voice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've got a fun fact for you guys.
Let's hear it.
I saw TikTok on this recently. I forget all of it, but Cowabunga was like originally a word used a long time ago, and then it stopped being used, and then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles brought it back and popularized it again.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It kind of hit in the in that same time frame, that 80s, like surfing and skateboarding was extremely popular amongst the youth. So it was, I think, just normal for him to be, very adolescent surfer talking,
pizza loving turtle.
Yeah. Everything ends up being pizza. Like, there was some joke at some point in one of the episodes last night, and they're like, I know we'll make this better. And your mom goes, I bet you it's pizza. And he's like, pizza, dude.
I love their pizza toppings. Like, they're putting random stuff on pizza.
Raisin bran.
Whipped cream pizza. Fine cuisine up in New York.
Or April either has to eat that or sushi, because that's all Splinter has.
Mm-hmm. The sushi looked a little weird. At first, I was like, when she first went into the sewer and they're like giving her sushi, I'm like, wait, that's sushi. Why is there sushi in this show? This is the 80s. And then I'm like, wait, they're ninjas. This whole thing's about ninjas.
It's sewer sushi. It looked a little hairy.
Yeah. And then when they showed it in the second episode, I think, it did not look like sushi at all. But that's okay.
What'd you think about the detective that knew it had to be ninjas because the rope was made in Japan?
The rope was made in Japan.
Like, this is the work of ninjas. How do you know? Because the rope says Japan on it.
The cuts on the doors made by only katanas. Like, cool. No other slashing blade. Just katanas.
Yeah, there is a fair amount of campiness in the writing, but it's great.
Yeah.
And it does, I agree, it does hold up. There's nothing that's like super dated that, I mean, there's little things here and there, but there's nothing super dated that like just makes you groan and go, this doesn't make any sense today, but it's good stuff.
Yeah. And then April, I didn't know she was a reporter. In the live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, was it Megan Fox?
I don't remember.
Or was she just in the Transformers movie? Anyways, I don't remember. I thought she was, like, also a teenager.
No, yeah, she's
Just
always been...
in my brain whenever I thought of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
She's always been a reporter. I think in the newest animated one...
She's like punk.
Yeah, she's like probably like a high school newspaper reporter type person or something. Yeah, she's pretty young, it looks. But yeah, what do you think about the Bebop and Rocksteady? Like when you saw the first episode and you saw the bad guys that were causing mayhem, did you instantly recognize that they were going to become Bebop and Rocksteady?
No. But once they did, I was like, oh, I remember fighting this rhino as the first boss in the arcade game. That's cool.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't even know their names.
No, I didn't either.
Well, just like any good toy line, they had to make a bunch of them. So those are the first ones. And then obviously through the years, they made lots and lots of bad guys, more mutations of animals and thugs.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the first scene where they showed the bad guys, I don't know, they were just like raising heck in the town or whatever. And you had the dude with the mohawk and the sunglasses. I was like, ooh, I forgot they started off human. We need volunteers. We're going to make you strong.
How'd you like the Friends cameo before Friends even existed?
What was?
The Friends cameo. The like receptionist at their bad guy lair kind of sounded and looked like Chandler's ex-girlfriend in Friends.
Oh, Janice.
Oh.
Janice. That was my first thought when I saw her.
Could have been.
It could have been. Friends only started like a couple years later.
Crazy to think.
Dude, the Ninja Turtles could be living in the Friends building. And underneath their building in the sewers. Anyways. I'm sorry.
All right, well, any more thoughts on the cartoons?
Danny, who's your favorite?
I don't know. I don't really know which one's which when I'm watching.
Just like April.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that part a lot. She's like, Raphael, no, I'm Leonardo. Oh. Donatello, no, I'm Michelangelo.
So we do uncover the racism inherent in the all the turtles look alike. to the ignorant humans.
Well, mine's Leonardo. I've probably said that. But none of them really had distinguishing personalities in the first couple of episodes. At least, like, it was very subtle. Like,
it'll probably take a while.
In the theme song, they're like, oh yeah, Leonardo's the leader. And then Donatello's the one making all the calls. Like, hey, we should do this. Here's the evidence over here. I don't know.
Yeah. My only history with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is Epic Rap Battles of History.
Oh, yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus the Renaissance painters with Rhett and Link
and Smosh.
Anthony.
See, that's the best part.
That's everyone's homework. Go watch that video.
Man, we're gonna blow that video up if all of our listeners
go and watch it. It's already blown up.
No, but
I've probably listened to that thing like 500 times.
I can recite it for you.
Yeah.
Their royalty check from YouTube is going to be like an extra 1/1000th of a penny bigger now.
Cowabunga dude, so let's get it on. Reptiles against the fathers of the Renaissance. Because it's technical techniques. So kick those three-toed freaks back onto the streets. I'll take a turtle and I turn him into mincemeat. You don't really want to step to Da Vinci.
We're going to get a copyright strike now.
I don't know if Bad Lip Readings made a video in a long time. But they're good. They've always been really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and in the video, they color-coded the Renaissance painters to the same colors that
yeah.
are. So.
That's a nice touch.
Yeah. They think about everything. And then they had everybody standing on... They had Ian and Anthony standing on boxes because Rhett and Link are half a foot taller than them.
So think about a black and white comic that had 4 different Ninja Turtles in it.
And we're here talking about epic rap battles of history.
Oh, and we're talking about how their color...
Yeah.
Oh.
Anything like distinguish them.
But they didn't. They just all had different weapons.
Different weapons, different personalities.
Yeah.
I think the toy line / cartoon dictated the coloring of them. That wasn't originally part of the deal, I don't think.
So one thing I noticed, and this is a subtle thing that is usually a pet peeve of mine in like shows and movies and stuff. At one point in the second episode, I think, Raphael took his size and like stabbed 2 little things. And then like they went to like leave that area. And then they grabbed the size back. And I'm like, oh, nice. Because lots of other places would have just been like, oh, you leave them, and then they magically have their weapon back. Haha, movie magic. So that I liked that.
But April fitting inside a gutter. And running from the bad guys. Her first idea is to slither into the gutter.
Slither into a rain drain, a storm drain. Dude. Like they even have those in New York. Do they even have those in New York?
What?
I don't know.
I thought they just had like subway grates.
Probably.
I don't know. My favorite part was the 24-hour men's clothing store just conveniently being there.
Right.
Oh. And she goes in and gets 4 hats and 4 trench coats.
Late night men's clothing.
Come on, if they can do it, Target can do it. Let me in Target at 2 a.m.
I don't know how good of a selection they'd have of trench coats, though.
Yeah.
Look in the clearance.
True.
All right, so I think that's going to wrap up our episode on the cartoons. Are you guys going to watch any more of them, or did you get your mandatory 2 in and you're going to call it?
I might. I might watch that new movie. I'm assuming everything is just a reboot and has the same exact kind of storyline, with a couple little changes here and there. But now that I've got the Paramount Plus login back, I'm gonna go back to watching Ink Master.
Cool.
If only I remembered we had that, so I could have watched the Big Brother live feeds. But Big Brother's over now. Rip.
Anyways.
So next week we're going to come back. Are we going to do the video game or are we going to do the comics?
Video game.
Yes.
Yes.
Both.
Okay.
Neither.
That sounds good. So we'll play some video games this week. I'll give you guys some games to play. We'll play some together as a family. And then we can
have a pizza party.
I've got the...
we could put crazy toppings on the pizza. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I just got really excited about that.
Red.
It's all right. We got plenty of cereals here.
Can I have some? I have no cereal here.
But I've got the Last Ronin. Are you familiar with that comic series?
I thought it was the name of the game.
No, that's Shredder's Revenge.
Oh.
The Last Ronin is a recent...
Ninja Turtles?
It was like a 4-issue series. I've got a graphic novel of it. but it's basically there's one turtle left in some dystopian future. And I think he's going around and avenging the deaths of all the other ones, but you don't know who it is.
Oh. So it can be everyone's favorite one. That's
so it's like Ronan from the Avengers, but it's a turtle.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. He's going around avenging everybody.
Is Splinter still around?
But it's supposed to be really good, and they're supposed to be making a video game.
There's 2 Ronins.
They're supposed to be making a video game that's in that Ronin world, and it's going to be like a God of War type series instead of like an arcade, fighting game. It's going to be more of a solo story-driven type game.
In Earth, as they say.
So that's going to be pretty cool. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this week. We'll come back next week with our second installment of No Turtle November. Wait, that's not it.
No Ninja November.
No Ninja November. And so have a good week, everybody. Thank you for listening, as always. Until next time.
Read up on your Renaissance painters.
That's not how it goes.
That's not our outro?
No.
Oh.
How does it go? Cowabunga?
Cowabunga dude, so let's get it on. Reptiles as the fathers of the Renaissance. Anyways. Until let's
next
get out
time.
Of here.
Pizza out and geek out.
Did you say pizza?
Yes. Surprised you didn't pick up on that.
Pizza
out and geek out. Thank you for listening to the Family Geekery podcast. For more information, visit www.familygeekery.com. Don't forget to subscribe at your favorite podcast provider. And until next time, peace out and geek out.